Good afternoon. I'm Joseph, and I have Elizabeth, Fabian, and Justin here with me to discuss Nan Madol. Next. So Nan Madol is located in the Federated States of Micronesia. The Federated States of Micronesia consists of about 600 islands split into 4 states, Yap, Chuuk, Pohnpei, and Kosrae. So the Federated States are a group of islands a little north of Australia. And specifically, Nan Madol was built on Timwin Island in the state of Pohnpei. And as you can see here in the map, Timwin Island is the coast there, the green, and then Nan Madol is actually the red and reddish brown buildings built on the water. So the buildings and islets themselves were built by stacking various sizes of basalt or volcanic rock on coral reef bases in the low water tide, and it totaled over about 750,000 metric tons. And that comes out to an average of about 1,800 tons a year over the 4 centuries it took to build Nan Madol. Next.
There are many theories of how Nan Madol was actually constructed and how these rocks are put into place. Some say that it was constructed by great birds or giants that actually moved the basalt salts into place. And there's another theory that it was constructed by twin sorcerers, and these sorcerers came from the west or south, and they were seeking to promote their ritual practice. Along with these theories, some researchers have tried to replicate how they actually could have moved the rocks, and they used rafts, but all the rafts sank completely to the bottom just with 1 ton, even though the rafts go up to 50 tons. The islanders do not know who actually built it completely, but they state that the stone somehow levitated from Pompeii and moved as if it was by a ghost's hands. Next.
Through archaeological methods, we can understand how the mystery of Nan Madol came to be. So Nan Madol was an administrative and mortuary site at the height of the Sodalor dynasty. Archaeological and oral histories tell us that the site was occupied both before and after the dynasty ruled over the island. The best estimate for the Sodalor dynasty comes from a dating ceremony called Puang and Sap, which is a ceremony involving sacrificing a sea turtle to a sacred eel to reinforce the new social hierarchy. And through carbon dating from excavations reveal that this ceremony started around AD 1200 and AD 1300. Through this carbon dating, we also understand that the buildings of Nan Madol took multiple phases. And through geochemical sourcing of the megalithic stones and high precision dating, we understand that the Sodalor dynasty gained control over Pompeii and marshaled the labor to construct Nan Madol. Through these processes, we know that by AD 1180, the massive basalt stones were transported from a volcanic plug that we can see on this map, which is on the other opposite side of the Pompeii island, and it was used to construct the walls around the Sodalor tomb.
In conclusion, we really want you to understand the open-endedness of these 3 schools of thought. One being science allowing us as a society to naturally accept factual evidence over the concept of mystery and theory. And I talk about natural law and order of the world. Can we as a society naturally and entirely accept a fact that cannot be proven itself? For example, is the lost city, a landmass that stood in the Pacific without any real concrete evidence, truly be real? That is up to your own personal demarcations. And number 2 being, although pseudoscience has its place for discovery, it does not promote the use of actual evidence, discovering new knowledge, furthering our own education, as well as solving these mysteries to improve our overall quality of life. And to give Science Council's definition of science, science is the pursuit and application of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social world, following a systematic methodology based on evidence. And to quote studies from Stanford, the specific nature of pseudoscience in relation to other categories of non-scientific doctrines and practices, including science, denialism, and resistance of the facts. The major proposed demarcation criteria for pseudoscience are discussed, and some of their weaknesses are pointed out. For the sake of our argument, what do we ourselves value as valuable information, and how do we consider the means of concrete evidence? Let us consider these theories that have attached itself to the great city that was Nan Madol, and consider what we value as truth and what we can consider as valuable evidence. And finally, science allows us to disprove ignorance, to be specific, prejudices, displacement of credit, and blatant ignorance. To relate it back to our argument, you can't concretely say that there is magic in this universe. And essentially believing that concept allows people to discredit the man-made wonder and mystery itself. It promotes the idea of speculation over understanding and discovery. By understanding that this is still a mystery, perpetuates the need to further investment in our own education, and more importantly, the tools to help those of the man-made wonder. Thank you.